Hello friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today we will be discussing about Nivesh Mitra. So we will see what is the current affair related to Nivesh Mitra. Also we will discuss about the ease of doing business and why there is an upward trend in the ease of doing business ranking for India. And also we will see what are the things that are required to keep up this upward trend or to sustain this upward trend. And we will also discuss about the delivery system, how should be the delivery system, and why a working group was constituted by the government of UP in order to study regarding the delivery system. And we will come to Nivesh Mitra. What is Nivesh Mitra? What are the functions of Nivesh Mitra? Also we will see what are the achievements of Nivesh Mitra. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss today. Now a very important topic. Why? Because in the preliminary examination, in your UPSC preliminary examination, you can expect questions like various initiatives taken by the state governments which are model for other states. Now in your mains examination, if an essay is asked on ease of doing business index, or even if a question is asked in your GS question, so you can quote the example of Nivesh Mitra. Best practices will always fetch you more marks. If you give the example of best practices across the country or global examples, this will always give you more marks. So for that reason, this is very important. And also, when we talk about exams apart from UPSC, there is a section called general awareness where such type of questions can be asked. So from all that perspectives, we will try to analyze this topic in detail in this lecture. Let us begin with the current affair. So the current affair is that the UP, the state of Uttar Pradesh, it has moved 2 places and now UP has the rank of 12 in the ease of doing business rankings in 2017-18. Now the ease of doing business index, worldwide, this is made by the World Bank. Whereas in India, the state level ranking for the ease of doing business, it is made by DPIIT. So DPIIT, Department for the Promotion of Industrial and International Trade. So DPIIT is responsible for making the ease of doing ranking business among the states in the country. Now UP has moved 2 ranks ahead. Now, one possible reason for this achievement of UP could be Nivesh Mitra. So, Nivesh Mitra is basically a single window system which is developed by the state government of Uttar Pradesh in order to ease the doing of business in the state. So, this can be one possible reason. So, from that perspective, we are going to analyze the Nivesh Mitra. Now, before going to Nivesh Mitra, let us come to the upward trend. Why there is an upward trend now? So, generally when we speak, there is an aspiration for growth for any country, for any economy. So, this aspiration for growth, it is not only for their survival, but also to fulfill the creative and aspirational instincts of its population. Now, when we talk about Uttar Pradesh, first thing to be noted here is the population size of the state. Now, if Uttar Pradesh is considered as one single country, in terms of population, this will be the 5th largest country in the world. So, in terms of population, so Uttar Pradesh is such a big state which holds a huge population base. Now, in order to fulfill the aspirations of the population, in order to ensure that the people in UP, they get employment, investments is important, and for investments, businesses have to come in UP. So that can be one possible reason why the government has focused so much on improving the ease of doing business in the state. Now, when we talk about India, our country has been showing a constant improvement, upward trend in the ease of doing business rankings, which is provided by the World Bank. So at the global level, this ranking is provided by the World Bank and India is constantly improving in this ranking. Now the position of India is 77 out of 190 countries. So there is a constant improvement. And this upward trend, this was made possible because of standardized, competitive and phased implementation of the BRAP guidelines. Now what is BRAP guidelines? It is Business Reform Action Plan. So BRAP stands for Business Reform Action Plan. So this can be one possible reason why we are improving constantly on the ease of doing business. And the BRAP guidelines, they are issued yearly by the DPIIT. Since 2015, the BRAP guidelines are being issued. And Uttar Pradesh, in the year 2016, Uttar Pradesh was at the 14th place. And now in 2017-18, according to the latest estimates available, it has moved 2 ranks ahead to become the 12th state, the 12th ranking state in the Ease of Doing Business Index provided by the DPIIT, which is a country level or a state-wise analysis of the ease of doing business across the states in the country. Now, let us see how can this upward trend, how can this be sustained? So, the upward trend can be sustained only by reducing the time to market for any business activity. So, time to market. Now, how can this be ensured? This can be ensured by a seamless, scalable, progress re-engineered and technologically advanced online single window government clearance system. So, what is the most important factor here? Time. So, the time involved for getting clearances. This is one major factor that determines the ease of doing business or the friendliness of any economy for conducting business in the economy. So, how the time can be reduced? This can be done only by a online single window government clearance system or a licensing system. So, certain features are important here. First one, it should be online. That means there is no need for physical presence. It can be done, everything can be done through online platform. Second, single window system, single window government clearance system or licensing system, where all the processes, all the applications can be effectively carried out through a single window system. And third thing is that this system should be free from bureaucratic inconsistencies. That is, should be free from red tapeism. So, red tapeism is one factor that extends the time for getting any licenses or for any clearances. So, it should be free from bureaucratic hustles. And to overcome all these challenges, UP, the state of UP has devised Nivesh Mitra, that is the single window clearance system. Now, apart from all these, what is required? It also requires a low-cost system for service delivery. So, these are the things that are required. Now, let us come to service delivery. How should this delivery system, service delivery system be? So, the system can provide desired output by scaling up capability of existing manpower. That means without increasing the number of manpower, keeping the number of manpower as it is, the capability of this manpower should be increased. That is, the efficiency of the manpower should be increased. The labor force should be increased. So, to make such a system work, one have to understand what are the inconsistencies and inefficiencies that exist in the current licensing mechanism. So, when we take the government departments, what are the issues in the current licensing system? Only if we know what are the current challenges or the inefficiencies in the system, then we will be able to develop a low-cost system which will provide government services. So, let us take an example just to highlight this problem. For example, an entrepreneur, he has to take clearances from at least 7 to 8 departments before he start his business. So, these departments includes Revenue Department, Stamps and Registration, also the Labor Department, Fire, the local body. If it is in the urban area, the local body, urban local body, municipality. If it is in rural area, then the panchayat, local bodies, then environmental clearances, electricity department, public works department, and also the housing or the urban department. So, these are certain departments that an entrepreneur has mandatorily to go through before getting the business started. So, clearances has to be obtained from at least 7 to 8 departments. Now, what is the problem here? The time taken for the application, again for the follow-up with each department. So, application requires physical presence, then again follow-up regarding the status of application with each and every department. This is time consuming and this creates a vicious circle. And this vicious circle leads to a loss in employment generation. So, this has to be sorted. And for that, a working group was constituted. Let us see why was the working group constituted. So, The aim was to study the implementation challenges. For a state like UP, there are various implementation challenges and it is very immense. So, in order to counter the challenges, a working group was constituted, and the working group in UP, this was headed by the Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister of UP, and this working group also had members from all the concerned departments, and this working group was constituted in 2017. Again, an expert team, a team of experts, they analyzed the BRAP guidelines and they came up with the innovative principle methodology of why you are doing and what you are doing. Two questions, why and what. So the questions, they were basically aimed at addressing why such type of processes in departments, why it is required and what the departments are doing. Then finally, the expert group or the working group, they came out with standardized service process guidelines, and they identified all identified services of the departments, and then they were taken online. So all the identified services of all the departments, they were taken to online, and this finally this constituted the creation of Nivesh Mitra. Now let us come to Nivesh Mitra. What is Nivesh Mitra? Nivesh Mitra, it is an online single window system, and this is of the state government of Uttar Pradesh. So the state government of UP has come up with this Nivesh Mitra, and it has been designed after performing a thorough stakeholder feedback. That means all the stakeholders included, they were given opportunity to give their feedback. So after taking feedback from various stakeholders, then a complete packed solution for industries, especially for the MSMEs, was created. So this is Nivesh Mitra. It is an online single window system where all the government services are available online. So clearances or licenses can be taken online. And this online system, it supports 26 features as listed in the BRAP guidelines. Now coming to the functions of Nivesh Mitra. Nivesh Mitra, currently it has 118 services and from different departments, from about 20 departments. And among this 118 services, it includes also the most important services. For example, pollution control board, electricity safety, fire safety, etc. So the most important services are also included. And it was first backed with a detailed government order, and this government order legalized the standard process, the timeline, and it also fixed accountabilities of the departments. So it was backed by a government order. So this gave legal recognition to Nivesh Mitra. Now again, a detailed training program was launched, and the aim of this training program was to train the field staff of all departments and also for resolving any type of queries related to the new process. So those personals or staff, manpower in different departments, they were given training on how to use this system. And also the industrial organizations, the members of industrial organizations, they were given demonstrations and also trainings at the district level Udyog Bandhu meetings. So training were given to industries, industrial organizations, members of industrial organizations, also the staff of various departments about the usage of Nivesh Mitra. Again, a helpline number, it was launched, and it was manned by a trained dedicated team. So this helpline number, it was backed by a dedicated team, and the aim is to provide any kind of support for departmental or industrial grievances, and also to provide any kind of assistance in case any investor is facing any difficulty. So a helpline number, and also it was made sure that it is backed up by a technical team to give assistance anytime. So all these things will definitely improve the user friendliness or the ease of doing business. And again, next feature, grievance monitoring. All the grievances, they were monitored on a daily basis, and quick response along with the resolution to the problem will be provided to the applicants. So see, the functions of Nivesh Mitra, it definitely provides ease for investments, ease for doing business in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So this is the model that was adopted by UP, which is called the Nivesh Mitra. Now coming to the achievements of this Nivesh Mitra, since it was launched by the Prime Minister, since then the Nivesh Mitra has granted 50,000 licenses or NOCs, no objection certificates. So these 50,000 licenses or NOCs, they were approved within the stipulated time. So this is one major achievement, and only 0.02% of the applications pending beyond the time limit. So only a very minute percentage of the applications are pending even after the time limit. Now, in the ease of doing business rankings in 2017-18, UP's Nivesh Mitra, this was rated as top 5 among top 5 online single window systems by the DPIIT. So this was ranked among the top 5 online single window system. So these are all the achievements of Nivesh Mitra, and we have also seen how this has helped in improving the ease of doing business in UP. Such similar models can be adopted by different states as well, and this is a very good example of how a state is able to create a friendly environment for doing business and thereby generate employment and output in the state. You can find the PDF of this lecture on our website www.studyiq.com. You can also follow my Facebook page for more video updates. You can write to me at joyce.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries and clarification. Thank you.